Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, boys. Welcome for Unit 1 Structure of Matter. Today we are going to study Lesson 3. What are compounds? What are compounds? First, we should know that the meaning of compounds, molecule, and diatomic molecule. What is the difference between ball and stick model and the space fill model? We have two models to describe the compounds. And what is the meaning of chemical formula? What is it useful for? And also know fluorine molecules. Now, the new words here: compound, molecule, ball and stick models, space fill models, and chemical formula. Elements and compounds. We said before that any element is a substance that is made up of only one type of atom. But a compound is substance that contains two or more different elements that chemically combine, that chemically bonded, that chemically joined in a fixed ratio. So the main difference between element and compound, that element is made up of only one type of atom. For example, sodium element, so all atoms in this element will be sodium. But compound is made or contains of two or more different elements, like sodium chloride. So it is made up of sodium element and chloride element or chlorine element. And also you should know the meaning of molecule. Molecule can be an element or a compound. Molecule can be both, that can exist freely of two or more same atoms in an element or two or more different atoms in a compound. So a molecule is also made up of two or more atoms. If they are the same, so atoms, so it will be for an element molecule of an element. If the two atoms or more are different elements, so it will be in a compound. So molecule is the smallest unit of an element or a compound. Now, elements can also occur in a molecular form, in which two of the same type of elements are combined, such as oxygen, which form molecular oxygen. So O joined with another oxygen atom, forming O2. At the end we have here diatomic molecules. Diatomic molecules are two of the same type of elements are combined together. Just two. Like here, as you can see, hydrogen and hydrogen combining together to form H2. Oxygen molecule, nitrogen, and chlorine. And we have so many examples for diatomic molecules. Also fluorine. It is the same. Two same type of elements combined together. Now, any substance is in a pure substance maybe it's an element or it is a compound. So what is the difference between elements and compounds? Elements may exist as an atomic element, like each atom is alone, as you can see, separated, or they can exist in a molecular form. So elements can be exist in a molecular form or atomic form. Molecular element, as you can see, two or more atoms, but from the same type of atom, same type of element, they are joining together. What is the meaning of compounds? How can they exist? Also, they can exist in a molecular compound, or an ionic compound. Now, any pure substance maybe exist as an element or a compound. Also, element can be an atomic element or atomic form or molecular element. Atomic element, it will be just one atom alone. In molecular element, two or more atoms will be combined together, but from the same type of element. That's why we call it elements. Compound may exist as molecular compound or an ionic compound. How are molecules represented by models? We have models to represent the molecules. So we have the first model is ball and stick model. And the second one is called space fill models. What is the difference between both? Ball and stick model, from its name, as you can see, ball represents by atom as different colored sphere. Three-dimensional model represent atoms as different colored spheres. Bonds are represented by sticks between the spheres. So we have in this model a ball and a stick. Ball is for the atom, stick is for the bond between the atoms. But in the space fill model, it's also a three-dimensional model. It represents the atoms in different color sphere. It is the same for ball and stick. The spheres that represent the atom are fused together. There will be no stick. There will be no mention for the bond between the atoms. Size of the sphere represents the size of the atom. Size of the sphere represents the size of atom. Let's see. For example, here we have two hydrogen atom. White color represent hydrogen. So we have here two hydrogen atom and one oxygen. And also here two hydrogen atom and one oxygen. Here it is H2O by ball and stick models, and also here H2O, but by space fill model. Also here ammonia, one nitrogen atom and three hydrogen atom. So it will call NH3. Also here it is the same, NH3. So these models to represent the difference. It is the same compound but represented in different ways. Either be ball and stick models or space fill models, it is the same. The last compound here, CH4, one carbon, which is represented by black sphere, this one, and four hydrogen atom, CH4. So the color for the atom here, hydrogen represented by white color, or white color to represent hydrogen, red color to represent oxygen, blue color to represent nitrogen, green to represent chlorine, yellow to represent sulfur, and also carbon to represented by black. It's here the first question. Which of these is a ball and stick model? Which one is a space fill model? Which one here? Ball and stick, of course, it's very easy. Here is the one, ball and stick. Which one is a space? Of course, is this one, space. Fill model. Which elements are represented by these colored sphere? Which element is represented by each color sphere? We said before that hydrogen is represented by white color, so this one will be hydrogen. And the green color is to represent the chlorine. So both of them will be HCl. Which of these is represented by this ball and stick model? Let's check here. We have two hydrogen atoms, so we are going to write H2, and we have here one sulfur, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 oxygen atoms, so in total it will be H2SO4. This is the correct answer. Now, here we all should know the chemical formula that we have written in the last example. Chemical formula is written using symbols to represent atoms of different elements. So we use symbol of the atom to represent the different elements. The little numbers below and to the right of the atomic symbols and groups in the compounds are called subscripts. Subscript is the number, the little number to the right side. The subscripts tell you how many of each kind of atom are in the compound. This, for example, for this chemical formula, as you can see here, water is H2O. The red one is represented for one oxygen atom, and the white color is represented for two hydrogen atoms. So, how to write it in a chemical formula? We have two hydrogen atoms, so we write H2. This little number is called subscript. So for the hydrogen we have two hydrogen atoms, and for the oxygen nothing is written here, so it means that we have only one oxygen atom. So we have one oxygen atom. Ammonia, one nitrogen, and three hydrogen atoms. So it is written NH3. So from the chemical formula you can see that the composition of this compound, that we have one nitrogen atom and three hydrogen atoms. Methane, composition of methane is one carbon atom and four hydrogen atoms. How do we know? From the chemical formula. This model represents a molecule of glucose compound. The first question, what is its composition? And what is the ratio of elements in this compound? Let's first start with the composition. We say that the black one is for carbon atom. How many carbon atoms do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we have 6 carbon atoms. We write first carbon followed by little number 6. How many? When we say that hydrogen is white color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So hydrogen would be 12. And the red one represents oxygen. Oxygen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for oxygen O6. So this is the composition of glucose. Glucose C6H12O6. Now what is the ratio of elements in this compound? The ratio, we have 6. For the ratio, we have 6 carbon atoms to 12 hydrogen atoms to 6 oxygen, 6 to 12 to 6. So we can divide it into 6 and divide all numbers to 6 to have the simplest form. It's like a math. So in the end it will be 1 to 2 to 1. 1 to 2 to 1. Fluorine molecules. Fluorine molecules are molecules of carbon atoms with hollow shapes. With hollow shapes mean it's nothing inside it. Some fluorines include rings with 5 or 7 carbon atoms, with only 5 or 7 carbon atoms. But some of them, we call them Buckminster fluorine, buckyball. It's very big, which is made up of 60 carbon atoms. 60 carbon atoms joined together by strong bonds. It's spherical like soccer ball. It's very big, made up of 60. 60, as you can see, like here, 1, 2, 3, more than 60 atoms. Thank you. I hope you understood this lesson. Study well and be prepared for your homework. Goodbye.